Sorry about that. I actually accidentally ended the mainstream instead of like the pre-market show. I kind of had them happening at the same time. Sorry about that. But sorry. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry about that. Panda, fat fingers. What can I say? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I made this amazing call, and I even have the drawing drawn out here of the trap trade. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I mentioned I'm not going to take, if I'm going to look at this looks like it's about a trap, especially when we're at a place of support like this. And we made a two-leggy that looks very, very sus. Believe it or not, this is a two-legged pullback. It creates a second entry short, fails, reverses. And so what that means, Pandas, is we're in a critical spot here. This means that we can seriously push up higher. I personally think that we can actually push probably back up to the trend line, maybe even to fill this gap that this horizontal line is. It's very rare to have a gap like this on the daily chart for the E-mini. And so you can kind of see, essentially this trap is making a head and shoulders type pattern, inverse head and shoulders. And yeah, we'll see. The main thing I'm looking for right now is follow through. I see a strong bull bar ending on its high reversal trade, and some people might be always in long right now, but I would want one confirmation bar, either a pause bar with follow through, or even this bar being a strong bull bar. Then you're kind of always in long at this point on the daily chart, and we could get a strong rally. I mean, you think this is a strong rally? This really came out of nowhere, but this actually has a base now, and with a reversal setup off of support. Ooh, we can actually push up pretty high here, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I really feel like maybe the earnings might be the catalyst that can push us up higher. And believe it or not, I'm a strong believer of do not fight the Fed. And when I say do not fight the Fed, I mean if the Fed says they're raising interest rates and they're doing QT, quantitative tightening, that means they're buying back or they're selling their bonds. That means typically you sell the market. You're thinking you're bear market. You don't try to go long. But right now I'm in a place where, according to the price action, this is tinfoil hat time. I almost believe that the Fed may pivot and maybe stop raising interest rates as aggressively as they are, or even start to reverse course. That would be scary. For me, I think it's way worse to reverse course than to have a recession. Like, I think we need to have a recession to kind of reset a lot of things. The prices are just way too high. We need to have some deflation, and the only way that can happen is if you stop the demand. And low or higher interest rates will do that. It will cause people to save more. It'll cause people to, basically not be such consumers. And and ultimately it will drive price down on a lot of things. And so I think for me, recession is painful for the short term, but in the long term, it is better for the market. But the scary thing would be to create more stimulus at this point. I think. I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are, but that's just my thoughts. I'm just a panda. I'm not an economist. I have no idea. I just look at charts. I just trade two-legged pullbacks. I just scalp the E-mini, and I make a pretty good profit from that. But I mean, what can I say? Like, in general, you're just interested in the topic, and that's just how I feel. I'm just looking at the price action, by the way. When we look at the price action, this could be a range day today. I wouldn't be surprised. We do have news at 9:45 today. The news is, let me double check. The news is Flash Services PMI at 9:45, and it's supposed to be high impact. We also have consumer confidence tomorrow at 10, and on Thursday we have advanced GDP, and then Friday we'll end with the core PCE and GDP numbers, and that's 8:30 a.m. and Friday might be big, but we also have earnings this week. A lot of earnings coming this week, and so who knows? Hugh says, I was figuring the market was pushing up to get ready for the move down after the market hikes at the FOMC next week. Possibly. Possibly. I mean, there's a lot of running theories out there, but with that being said, today, I mean, that's the nice thing about day trading, right? We don't really mind. Either way, we just want it to go. Have some volatility, have more setups, more opportunities here. We do have a spike in channel. I do think this is a first breaker trend. This might have been the retest of the high here. It doesn't get very high, but we're pushing down again. So I think that would be the attempt. We could turn to a trading range here. I'm just unsure. Market just open panned us. We do have a two-legged pullback forming on the 10,000 tick chart. This could be a trading range. Okay, big push down. I'm not messing with that. Big push up. I would need a higher low setup to even consider going long here. Also, you think the 5-minute will fill the gap. 5-minute chart. There's a gap here. Basically. What is this line? This line was a pivot. Oh, it's a measure move. This line was a measure move. Wow. Oh, that's what that line is. Measure move here. Finally actually hit it. But you see there's a gap here on the 5-minute because I only chart the regular trading hours on the 5-minute chart. And there's a gap here. It may fill. It may try to fill it. I wouldn't be surprised. The higher low setup, I may be interested in going long, but I also think it's going to fill the gap below. It makes it a little confusing here. So that means I sit on my pause. We do have news at 9:45. I'm gonna put a quick poll up. There was a request that I got to put up on my screen a clock somewhere so you guys can see the time exactly. Just want to know if you guys would want that. The reason why I don't want to do that, for me, less is better. I don't want to clutter my screen. I already have things on the top left, the top right, and you know, I have things kind of everywhere. But if you would want a clock, fill out the, you know, for those who think it's really important, you know, to know what time it is, how, you know, how big the delay is. You can kind of see a little more carefully what a delay is. It'll be purely functional, but aesthetic wise, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put it on. Andrew says, am I allowed to use a two-legged pullback indicator across multiple machine IDs? Typically, we don't encourage that, but you know, if you do it like once or twice, or if you let, you know, email support at twoleggedpullback.com. Usually, license transfers happen, you know, permanently, but email them and see what they say. Explain to them also, you know, it's temporary and, you know. That's obviously to prevent, like, you know, people switching back and forth like every day. Like a pullback. Trap trade might be the setup I want, but man, I don't know. I still feel like might fill the gap. We're still in the pool of this. It's a higher low setup, getting above the 20 MA. Trap trade is very enticing here for me. We do have news in about 10 minutes, so it might just get choppy here, but I don't know. Probably sit on my pause here. Trap trade to the long side would be very enticing though for me, because I see an obvious trading range here. By the way, there is an update in terms of Apex. If you have been using Apex, there is a new way. You have to set some stuff up for logging in. The trap does trigger, but I'm just a little confused, so I'm going to sit on my pause. It does scalp out. It does scalp out there. I was just a little confused. I do feel like we were going to push back down to fill the gap on the 5 minute. So it's just a little tricky for me. I had two opposing views, so I was really enticed to take this trap. And yeah, it keeps pushing up. Darn. I was really enticed to take that trap. By the way, if you haven't seen it, I have a post here. And I'm going to actually, let me do this. If you use Apex, you must read this post. You must read it. Apex had some upgrades. They created a dedicated server. Man, see, this is why I wanted that. I wanted that long. I wanted that trap trade. Man, that was a good trade. Darn. I just wasn't sure. I thought it was gonna fill the gap. Honestly, I thought it was gonna fill the gap on the 5 minute, and I was a little hesitant just because also we have news in about 9 minutes. I didn't think I thought we were gonna just chop around, but we had a strong push up back to the top of the trading range indicator. Right, this is breakout trend to new low and reversal setup. It was actually a nice setup, but darn. I think reinstall NT, probably he meant. Not KT, NT. NinjaTrader. So yeah, you do have to unfortunately uninstall and also uninstall both Rhythmic and NinjaTrader, and yeah, and then reinstall it. And also, you gotta make sure you delete this one folder for Rhythmic as well. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Sorry, I actually had a stream that I accidentally closed. I was actually trying to close the pre-market show and accidentally closed the main stream. And I took a break on Friday and I kind of lost it a little bit. So I'm just trying to get back here, refocus. Yeah, if you use NT7, unfortunately you have to use NT8. I missed this move. I just wanted to wait for news. Be right back. All right, we have a two-leggy here forming. Wow, pushing below. We're also top of the trading range. I don't know, Pandas. I mean, bottom of the trading range, failed breakdown to the top of the trading range, failed breakout. I mean, depending how you want to chart this. People are saying you don't have to actually uninstall it. I think that was what they recommended for you to uninstall it, but if you don't need to uninstall it, then I just followed the instructions exactly. But there is a link I pinned. The pinned message is a link. Trap trade makes a point. So it's from top back to the bottom. Amazing here. And this is I just didn't know this would have one more big push up like this. Just followed with a huge push back down. Amazing. Just was not ready for that. Not expecting something like that. Am I gonna go long here? Probably not. I feel like it's gonna try to fill the gap still on the 5-minute. 5-minute, there's a gap. Right, there's a small gap here that needs to be filled, about a 10-point gap. That it's almost like unfinished business when it comes to the emini. Bottom of the range pushes up. Multiple points up. Higher low setup here, not really. It's not what I'm interested in. This is such a strong push down. You're thinking of making a new low or double bottom of some sort. You need at least a higher low setup to go long here, but still in my mind, we're going to fill that gap on the 5-minute. So I think we're going to push down. The gap on the 5-minute is 37.64, so I can mark it here. 37.64, this blue line is the gap that needs to fill on the 5-minute chart. So once it touches this gap, then maybe we can be off the races. But for me, as long as the gap is here, I feel like it's going to pull it down the market. It's hard for me to go long. That's why I didn't go long here. News in about 3 minutes. Albert Emo says, should I do all the chart settings again after reinstall? I believe NT, as long as you don't delete like any of the other folders, I believe it has all that saved. I could be wrong. It saved for me. I uninstalled it and everything was saved, and it just kind of, it was pretty seamless, just reopened. So it wasn't any problem for me. So if you like reinstall and install it again, the newest version, to me, everything was saved. It was, all my ATM strategies, all my workspaces, all my settings. Oh, what? All right, 1 second. Oh, I see. That's a picture. That YouTube thing is a picture, so you have to actually click a link. There's a link. I don't know if you're clicking the picture, but yep, there's news at 9:45. The news is just a quick reminder. Flash services PMI. We may get some volatility from this. About 43 seconds till news comes out. I think the volatility would bring us down to fill this gap at the blue line. There's a gap here on the 5-minute chart. What gap am I talking about? The 5-minute chart is a literal gap here from the close to the open. It still has not been filled. So I'm waiting for that to be filled before we do anything else. It really depends. If we're really far away from the gap, then I probably wouldn't care. But we're so close to it, I feel like the market probably wants to fill it. And I almost want to trade down to it if possible, but I'm going to wait for the news and see what happens. If we get it set up, I'll trade down to it. Sure. Big push up. Darn. Just like froze my chart. It's too much information. Ooh. 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 Wow. Wow. Was not expecting that, Pandas. I gotta reload my historical. Definitely the tick is messed up now. Definitely the tick's messed up. Huge push up, like 10 points. 20-point move, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10. I call these moves account makers. you can pass your eval in one trade with news like this. It's incredible. I'm currently reloading my historical because for sure something went wrong. It kind of froze. Whenever it freezes like that, I have to reload my historical. I'm pretty sure something's wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm off for now. The new Apex thing is it's good news. I mean, the only thing that's kind of really different is that you have to have Rhythmic open in order to use it, but that's no problem. I always have Rhythmic open anyways because it tells you, like when trades execute. So I like to have it just in case, like, because I use a trade copier, so I like to see it. Huge push up. You know what, Pandas? I haven't even said hi to a couple of you guys. Speedy Boy, good morning. Lee, good morning. Carl Herman, good morning, guys. Kevin Mack, Andrew Wade, welcome to the string. Hugh, Cody M, good morning. Possible stimulus late 2023. Lace Nawi, good morning from California. Andrew Wade, welcome. Turtle Toes, welcome. Norton Turtle, welcome. GT Trader, good morning. Good morning. Iron Cruz, good morning. Iran, Pancake, welcome to the stream. Mark, Eisner, Albert, Mo, good morning, guys. Sleepy Joe, the dude in orange, good morning. Live for your fight. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Fabricio. Good morning, DA Social. Corsi. Good morning, guys. Islam. Mark S. Eisner. 20p. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. Sean Carr says, after updating Apex, I can trade only demo, not live. Only thing I can think of is maybe your license. I'm not sure. If there's something that went wrong, I would just say follow the instructions as closely as possible. If I had no hiccups, it worked perfectly for me. The instructions, it's kind of several steps, but just if you follow it closely, I really do believe it should work. I don't think anything should go wrong. And if there is an actual issue, Apex says, make sure you send them screenshots of all of the settings, or else they won't respond to you. So if you want to, because I believe they'll probably get like thousands and thousands of inquiries of issues that people can self-fix. So they don't want to flood their support. So I would say make sure you follow through exactly the steps, and if you still have problems, send a ticket in to Apex. They're usually very good at helping, but when you do so, there is a disclaimer saying that they won't respond unless you show them screenshots of you following every single step and all the configurations throughout. Yeah, Vendetta says probably got your global simulation on. Yeah, you have to turn it off. That actually might be it. Tick data is what we use. If you use tick charts, then you need tick data. So I don't use aggregate. I turn it off. Huge push up. Pandas, you see this? Huge push up. It's all about price action right now. I really didn't think that much follow through would happen from this, and this is what we're getting. We're getting a reversal set up here. No idea what's happening. This is crazy. Huge push up back to the top of the trading range. Ends up breaking out of it actually. But when we're below the 50% mark of the huge push up, it's kind of means like there's, you know, it failed to have follow through, in my opinion. Could be wrong though. What am I looking for here? I don't know. It looks like a trading range to me. Trading range day. Even with the huge push up, we couldn't break the overnight high. Tricky thing about trading range days is that it can trick you. Be very tricky. So Turtles, if you really feel like you follow everything exactly, just show screenshots. And I would say send something to Apex. I did pull a pull up as well to see if you guys want to see a clock on screen. I guess I could put it on the bottom right of the screen. There's some space there. If you guys really want a clock. Keto says, I wish every day could just be a nice training day. That'd be nice. It wouldn't make sense, but that would be nice. Very nice. Yeah, I honestly wish I could get better at trading range days. I'm just too scared. I just don't know. Like, I've been burned so many times in trading range days. It's just like, it's very hard for me to know when the reversals are going to happen. And the thing is, it's like, I have the correct premise, like I'm like near the top, but my setup is like such a small stop loss. It's like I'll get stopped out and then it'll go the way I want it to go. It's very frustrating when that happens, and typically go on tilt when that happens. So I personally don't like it. Yeah, give me your guys' thoughts. Like for me, aesthetically, I don't want to have more on my screen. For me, less is better. But if you guys feel like functionally a clock would be just really good, it'd be very helpful for you guys, then I'll put it on the screen. You know, that's what the poll is for. We have clocks on our gun. That's true. That's true. The delay is actually so little. I feel like this delay is like 3 seconds or something, 5 seconds. Big push down. Look at that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Would I have been able to have guessed this would happen? No, not really, but incredible move. Just unsure what's going to happen here. I just can't take any of these trades. I really do need to get better at trading range days, especially if we can recognize them early. Big push up. Absolutely incredible. As long as we're contained in the overnight highs, which is way over here. The overnight highs are here. As long as we're within this overnight high and this overnight low, to me, I just feel like we're going to be in a trading range. Until we break out of that, then I don't really know. I can't say we're trending. You know, just kind of common sense as well. But for me, as long as we're containing here, I'm just thinking trading range day. It's a pretty close vote here. For me, I would say I would need 2/3 vote. 2/3 vote to add stuff to my screen. If I see like a solid like over 66%, then I will put it on. Exactly. Exactly. You need 2/3 vote. It's a big change, you know. It's a big change. There is time at the bottom of the chart. You're right. Turtle says, Panda, how do you feel about the host and client Rhythmic every time on Rhythmic? I personally don't have the client. I only have one instance of Rhythmic open. That's like the Apex preferred way. But for me, it works completely fine just having one instance of Rhythmic open. And that is the, you gotta, it's like the one where they require you to turn on plugins. There's two ways to log in, and it's the primary login that matters for me. And I don't even bother with the secondary. I don't, that's a preferred way, but I'm fine with that without doing that. Comes right back up. Absolutely amazing push up here. This line here is the overnight highs. So if we break above it, then we technically are coming out of the range, but it could be also a failed breakout. I don't know. That's why trading range A's are tricky. But we'll see. I mean, the higher time frames were clearly above the 20 MA. Still some unfinished business on the 5-minute chart. There's a gap that needs to be filled. Confusing, I'm not sure. We might have to stick with short-term trend lines. Just a fine two-legged pullback here. Two-legged here. Higher low setup. Top of a trading range forming. Yeah, with the new setup, you have to at least have one instance of Rhythmic open. Which I didn't mind. I like to have one open anyways. What's going to happen here? Tough to say. I don't know. One can argue it's bullish. One can argue trading range, perhaps. Oof. I'm more and more inclined to trading range now. Looking for a new low. Huh. The higher time frames are clearly above the 20 EMA here. 5-minute as well, so it looks like. We still have a gap here. I like it to fill, but who knows? Doesn't have to, but typically does. Second entry long forming here. Not interested. I'm actually looking for a new low at this point. Confusing. I mean, the news created this huge bar, and then it just started going sideways immediately. Second entry long forming here. Am I interested in this long? All right, second entry short actually triggers. I don't like that second entry short because it looks like this. A, B, C, right? The first leg of it goes above the 20 MA. There's a strong push down. So I was looking for that new low. Trap trade to the short side. Maybe a trade I'm looking for, but it's far away from 20 MA. And if it's a trading range, it might come back to the top. I don't know. We're pushing below this pivot low now. Made a new low. Could be a double bottom. Could reverse here to go long, but it's hard to say. I just don't know. A trap trade to the long side will also be enticing here, but it's confusing. It's just confusing. To me, I feel like we still want to fill that gap on the 5-minute, which is this blue line. The fact that we couldn't break the overnight highs still makes me feel like we're in trading range. So I might trade accordingly to it, but it's hard. Within the trading range, there's always uptrends and downtrends playing at the same time, which makes things very confusing. It almost makes it not worth trading. And that's why trading ranges form, because both bull and bear trends are actually happening simultaneously. It's really weird, but you can almost find like equal cases for both inside trading ranges. Okay, trap to the downside. A little far away from 20 MA for me. But it gives you a scalp. Gives you 2-point scalp. Not that couldn't make a scalp. I was slightly interested, but the fact that we're so far at 20 MA, it'll be breaking some rules for me to have entered that. And we're going to try to follow rules as closely as possible. Strong push down. Might get to this blue line now. If we get a two-legged pullback, I might be interested in going short down to this blue line here. I would need a two-leggy. I can't take another trap. Too far away, 20. Getting overextended. We're hitting some support areas as well. Outside bar reversal. Definitely not interested in that. I hate outside bar reversals, especially when they're overextended like this. Mark says, hey, so like was Friday like a day off? Well, we missed it. Yeah, it was a day off. All right, 58% of people think that we should have a clock. I need 66%. If you really feel strongly about it, you guys need to vote. Push up here. I failed trap this time. So that's why I wouldn't take this trap trade to the short side. You're sweating at this point, wondering what's happening. Maybe a two-leggy though. Maybe a two-leggy to go short here. Maybe. Exactly. It's a big change. Like if I'm gonna add something to the screen forever, based on votes, I need an overwhelming majority here. Second entry short, far away from 20 MA, but it is a second entry short. It'll be an outside bar reversal, second entry short, and it is good enough for a scalp. Easily good enough for a scalp. Hey, I was looking for a second entry short, but not like that. That's a really ugly, sketchy looking one. A, B, C, outside bar reversal, second entry short right there on this downtrend. Hey, I don't know if I like that. Strong bear bar on the 5-minute chart. Very strong bear bar. Ending on its low. This is why I wasn't sure if we're going to be bullish or bearish. I just feel like as long as we're between the overnight highs and lows, we're going to be trading range. And I'm going to treat it like that. So I'm expecting a lot of reversals. It's just tricky. Just tricky. We're so close to this blue line. I almost just want to sell into it. Maybe a trap trade here to the short side. I may be interested because we're so close to this obvious area we want to hit. It would just be for a scalp, but I may be interested if it's a trap, if it traps here for us. Also, strong bear bar on the 5-minute might have some follow through. So it's a very, very reasonable trade to take, but only if there's a trap. So there's a trap forming here. It's a terrible signal bar to take to get down to our level, but we're so close to it. I feel like we're gonna hit it. Okay, setup is gone. No longer interested in that. Even if it crashes down here, it doesn't matter to me. The setup is gone. we have a filibuster right now. Filibuster. Someone's just reading the directory. Yellow pages. Someone's just going through all their Facebook posts right now. Just reading Reddit during Congress. Maybe a two-legged pullback here. This might be a place for reversal as well. And I'm not married to this level, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit it, but I still want a good setup to it. Second entry short, pandas. Would you take the second entry short here? A, B, C. Second entry short. Pushing above the 20 MA. We need at least a decent signal bar. Close beneath the 20 MA. That's a decent signal bar. I'm just scared. I don't like taking trades near supports like this. It might reverse. It might trap out here. I just don't know. I just don't know. It might give a trap here. It might be like you need to break a trend to new high before you think about going short. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it. Maybe it's an obvious short here. It does give you a scalp, so maybe obvious short. The only reason I didn't like it is because we actually had to break a trend to new low, and the new low is on the support area, which is the previous day's close on 2000 tick chart. So it's just a little tricky to me. Everything's a little tricky right now. I'm just not entirely sure. I do feel like if we break this low, yeah, if we break this low, I'm gonna look to fill this gap here. It's a little risky trade, but for me, it's like I feel like we're gonna fill this gap pretty apparent to me. So I'm gonna try to scalp out to it. I might get hit. I just feel like we want to fill this gap here. And we actually had like a trap trigger on the 10,000 tick chart. Let's go, baby. Easy peasy, easy money. The main reason why is because we actually had a trap on the 10,000 tick triggering here. I could have entered it earlier, but that to me was confirmation that we're gonna push lower, and that's all I needed. That little breakup, basically this pivot low here, that to me was enough with a strong bear bar like that to at least fill that gap, and that was enough information for me. So the risk was about 1 to 2 risk. I had about a 5-point risk there, but with 2 points. I was thinking maybe I dragging it down to actual fill the gap, but like I mentioned on the 5-minute, we were trying to fill that gap and we finally filled it, and it took forever, but we had a super strong push up, but super strong bear bar ending on its low. You're thinking destination, this key area here to fill the gap. Now kind of some, unfinished, like the unfinished business is taken care of. We can reverse here at this point, but Seeing how high we went, you know, in this trading range at this point. So I'm gonna get rid of this now. Seeing how high we went, so close to breaking the previous day or the overnight sessions high, I feel like we might make some symmetry here and get really close to overnight sessions low as well. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But currently strong downtrend, and you know, it's just a little scary here for me. I'd rather scalp out to the key area. Sort of reversing now after we fill that gap. Do I want to trap trade to the long side? It would have to be clearly above the 20 MA. Even the second entry short is difficult for me to take, just because I do feel like we're in a trading range since we're between, you know, the overnight highs and lows. But good signal bar to go short right there. Very good. If you think this is a super strong downtrend, then there's nothing wrong taking that short. I don't want to take it because there's too many breaker trends to new lows, and it just feels like it might reverse. I don't know. We're beneath the 20 MA clearly here, so. Now you have an inside bar. Now this is your new signal bar. It's quite bullish. It's not as good as this one, but this is showing that there's some indecision here. This inside bar is more indecision than anything. We actually touch the 20 EMA at this point. Not that I don't think it can go down. I just feel like if I take this setup, it might just kind of stop me out and then go this way. This is hard. Hard to say. Who would take the short? If you saw a two-leggy here. A, B, C. Second short. Give me 1 if you take the short. Give me 2 if you skip it. Give me 3 if you take the trap trade. Alright, it's a terrible signal bar now, so it's just less enticing to go short here. You may think of taking the trap trade instead at this point, if we get a trap here. I would be slightly enticed to take the trap trade. Now we're above the 20 MA. I'm definitely not going short now. The second to short though. A lot of people are trying to skip this trade. Turtles can't even log in. That's really sad. Man, I would get that fixed as soon as possible. Send a ticket to Apex with all the screenshots. I think you'd be good to go. You probably can get it done within an hour. Okay, good. Yeah, give us updates. Let us know. Let's see how quick. We'll put Apex on the clock. Let's see how quick they respond. Let us know if they respond during stream. I'm imagining them getting a lot of inquiries today because this is the first day with the new login method, at least with Rhythmic. And I'm thinking, you know, when you have that many steps, when you're talking about the masses, you know, every step you have to add, it will, you know, increase the complexity, you know, by order of magnitude. So it's just grinding up right now, right back to here. And at this point, I don't know if I would want to go long. It looks kind of grindy, but a lot of bull bars in a row. I don't know. Tricky. You know, in this sense, I almost don't want to do anything here. For Apex, it's not really how many steps. It's really you gotta kind of like set stuff up again, and you basically have to reinstall Rhythmic, and you have to change some settings. They have a dedicated server now, so hopefully it will reduce the lag. You know, so you're not competing for orders, you know, with other, you know, other companies or whatever, whoever uses Rhythmic. You know, they have a dedicated server, so the only people you're competing with are other Apex users. Yeah, Rhythmic yesterday. No, the thing is, yesterday the changes happened on Friday. So if you try to log in yesterday, it still won't work. I personally think I've seen already a performance increase with with Rhythmic. Yeah, Toronto says he pretty much follows steps step by step, but having issues. We do have a trap trade here. I'm not sure if I'm interested in that. It's just too grindy. It's not. This doesn't look bullish to me. This just looks annoying to me. If anything, it's just annoying, just grinding up, and it doesn't give me any warm feelings of a nice bullish move or a strong reversal. I just see this as annoying price action. Just grinds up like this. I don't like it actually. Strong push down, so that second entry short amazingly works out, but it's an ugly setup. It's a second entry short. I don't know. I wouldn't take that trade. I just wouldn't take it. It just looks weird, but it almost felt 50-50 to me at that point. So it might have worked out for you if you did go short, but I just don't think that was necessarily the best trade you could take. All right, second push down. Like I mentioned, there might be some symmetry. We might get closer to the overnight lows here as we got so close to the overnight highs. We might get very close to overnight lows. I don't know yet. Joey Kim, do we think we can test it? Sure, of course. I mean, trading range, really anything can happen. I feel like we get close to it and reverse off of it, but still you need your setup, you know. That's the thing about, even though you have the general premise right, you have to have the setup, you know, and that's the tricky part. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. If you guys don't know, and if you guys have been using Apex, there are new settings that you have to be aware of. It's in the pinned message. I put a post up yesterday. Make sure you click it, and there's a link in that. Don't click the YouTube video in the thumbnail or in the picture. That's not gonna do anything. You actually have to click on the link. That's just a screenshot of basically the article to how to set up Rhythmic and Apex. But it's good news, ultimately good news. And once you do it once, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Yeah, maybe you have to close. Yeah, I don't know. We're all trying to troubleshoot turtle toes, Apex woes, connection woes. Alright, it's getting choppy, getting a little sideways now. Personally, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's going to happen here. I think we're going to have another push down. I think we're going to break these pivot lows. From the higher time frames, it looks like it wants to do that.
10,000 tick trap.
Trap on 10,000 tick chart. I may be interested in taking it. I'd definitely be interested if it coincides with a trap on the... oh, guess what? Well, we broke this low. If we get a trap on the 2,000 tick chart here, I'd be interested. Fails like entry long. A, B, C, fails like entry long. I would be interested in going short here, but
tick trap.
I don't know if we're going to get it, Pandas. It'd be nice if we do, but I doubt we're going to get it. It seems like it's going to push down without us. Bye-bye. No setups for us, unfortunately. There is a setup on 10,000 tick chart that maybe if you're interested, but the problem with 10,000 tick chart, if you're going to take it, you have to be okay with really large risk. Really large risk, typically. The turtle toes woes. It is interesting though. You need to be connected to Rhythmic before you connect to NinjaTrader. It won't connect to NinjaTrader actually, your Apex accounts. We're getting closer and closer to the overnight lows. I think we may try to test it. Like I mentioned, I thought we're gonna break this low here, which we did. Decent push up. No setup for me whatsoever. I couldn't take advantage of any of this price action. The thing is, Charles, if you can log in Rhythmic, which it seems like you can, you should be able to connect on NinjaTrader because it's the same. It's basically the same connection. So if you can connect in one, you should be able to connect in the other. Like at least it should be working. Something's wrong. Something's obviously wrong, but like in my mind, it should work if you can connect. Push down, strong push down. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It looks like a downtrend almost now. That's the hard part about today. Is that this looks like a downtrend, but it could be a big trading range on the daily. So it's like a strong downtrend, but if you look at the left of the chart, you still have all this price action here. Can act as support. Very, very, very difficult, in my opinion, to know exactly what's going to happen today. Just watching. I don't know. What am I looking for here at this point? Do I really want to take a second entry short? This overextended? Do I really want to take a second entry short here, or do I want a complete reversal to set up here? As in we kind of get a push up here, then maybe a second entry short, let that play out, new high, then maybe a trap trade to the short side is kind of what I'm looking for at this point. It's just I need something to happen here, which it's hard for me just to end up taking shorts on this, like for just first entries or even second entries at this point. It's just too overextended, too late in trend for me. I would need some sort of reset on the trend here with this major trend reversal to the downside. Mindful Jazz said, what is a 10-day minimum rule in Apex? Doesn't matter if you make most of the money for 5 days and just take micro small trade for the other 5. It does not matter. In fact, you can make all the money in 1 day and trade the rest of the 9 days, one single micro in and out, and you can pass the eval. That's for evaluations, though. The problem is that may not be true for the PA counts. The PA counts, they monitor a lot more closely, and so, yeah. I mean, honestly, they probably can monitor the evals too if they wanted to, but I don't think it's worth their time. They probably just monitor the PA counts. Make sure people aren't doing anything tricky. Second entry short. Ooh, almost scalps out there, but I'm just like, for me, it's, again, too late in trend, and the signal bar is not good. It's a bull bar. It is beneath the 20 EMA. But it's too late in trend, and for me, I kind of want this to reset here. I kind of want a move back up here. I want a test of new high. I need a little reset here. But who knows? It could just push down, and I'll miss it. I'm fine with that. Ends up scalping out for you. Just barely scalps out for you for now. Huh. Alright. Actually traps to the long side. Maybe a lower high setup. Alright, it's kind of doing what I thought it was going to do. It's kind of having this push up here. Maybe a break of trend soon. So even though that does scalp out, it is just barely scalps you out right there. Just barely. Skin of your teeth. Alright, looking for that new high. Basically L4 setup here. Make sure you guys scalp that like button. Alright, so we're getting that push up higher now. Amazing, right? Late in trend. We're kind of getting that break of trend to new high here forming. I would need a lower high setup here. Something like that to feel confident to enter short. 20 EMA is starting to curl upwards, as you guys can see. Decent strong push up. At this point, it's hard for me to short unless we push back beneath the 20 EMA again. But am I looking for a long trade now is a question. Should I look for longs here? Are we always in long at this point? Are we gonna get our fail second entry short here, pandas? Like, how long ago did I set up this setup here? I drew everything out already. Are we gonna get a fail second entry long here? I don't know. It looks like it wants to come back up to the previous day's close, pushing higher now. Too hard to tell. Undershoot to overshoot here. Incredible. Coming back up to the previous day's close, which is this blue line, or this red line. The blue line is yesterday's high, or Friday's high. Coming right back to it. Quite a strong push up. What can I say? I don't know. What's going to happen today? I mean, still feels like trading range. Big swings up, big swings down. This looks like a strong bull trend, but at the same time, it could just be a bull leg in a trading range. You got to really have a, some premise here, and you got to trade with it. So, I don't know. I would say today you should be a little generous to Apex, because I'm certain that they're getting bombarded today. Since this is the first day, I bet you so many people are wondering why they can't trade. They probably didn't, they probably didn't even know that you have to change, their settings and stuff. So there's probably a lot of people, hundreds of people maybe, putting tickets in. Trap trade alongside, but absolute grind up. Can't trade with this yet. Can't go short either, but can't go long. It's unsustainable. When something's unsustainable, it's very difficult to join in. Especially when you're this late. If it's early on, then yeah, maybe. But when it's unsustainable and it's already overextended like this, 5 pushes up, kind of hard for me to go long here. Even though it has a chance to go, make a point, or scalp, but I'm not betting on it. Inside bar. Just watching. Maybe second entry long. Maybe second entry long might be interested, but pretty much at a resistance level. No idea what's happening here. Just watching. Strong push up, amazing. I mean, it's just like when you're already grinding up like this, I'm not expecting a push up like that. That's the more uncommon thing for it to happen. Absolutely incredible. It looks exhaustive at this point, but I don't know. It's hard to say it's exhaustive because this is one leg up. Absolutely incredible. I'm trying to capture this move up. I'm not sure if I'm very successful right now, but this is what I'm thinking. It's monster move up here. And that's the thing about trading ranges. The bull and bear legs, they can move very violently. That's why it's also very tricky, because when you have such strong moves like this, you're in your mind, if you're not paying attention, you're thinking for sure this is an uptrend and it's going to be a forever uptrend. Look how strong it is. But if you look to the left of the chart, we're basically just retracing all of this price action here. Very difficult. You know, the problem is it's not that it's very choppy either. It's like we're getting some good movements, so it's super frustrating. No setups here, no second entry shorts. It's no second entry longs. All first entries here. They're very difficult. Second entry long, but hitting a 204 SMA. I don't know. This is again unsustainable. Could be a failed breakout. Just exhaustive move here. Strong bull bar ending on its high, but no follow through. Looks like exhaustive moves. I'm not sure if I'm really looking to go long here. Just weird though. Just weird. I don't know. It's a second entry long, but I don't know if I like it, to be honest. It could be a no-brainer for some people. Just say, hey, just go long. Of course, go long. But to me, it's just a little too difficult. I'm just not as good as trader as some people. Let's just say that. A, B, C, second entry long. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're going to take the second entry long. Give me a 2 if you're going to skip it. Give me a 3 if you're going to take the trap trade. Second entry long triggers here. Tricky, tricky. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I hope you guys get it. Thoughts and prayers to you if you're long right now. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers to you who are long. It's for you guys. I'm skipping it. You're kind of sweating now, I think, if you're long right now. But you're still in the trade, so you're clearly above the 20 MA still. And you're going back to it. All right, so it's good news. You would think if anyone was long here and they're changing their mind, they'll come out break even. Some traders might have just came out break even there, but it usually doesn't go that much higher, right? If you break even, you come out right away, but it's actually pushing higher now. Good push up. Congratulations for those who took that long. Fortune favors the brave, as my hero Matt Damon inspirationally said to me during the Super Bowl. Such an inspiration, that guy. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm just obviously not a good enough trader to trade in these situations. I just don't know what's happening. It's just grinding. Yep, I'm profitable today, at least. So, I mean, $100 for me is more than enough money to have a. I'm just saying, like, you know, if you have as many accounts as I do, and you make $100 a day on one account, it is more than enough money. It is. Yeah, it's more money than I could ever make in doing anything else in my life. Hard to tell what's going to happen. Now it's getting choppy. I'm up 100 today. That to me is fine. That's all I need. But man, it's just tricky. I wish I could have been confident in any of these trades. Like, just not confident in that trade, especially when the bar looks like this, a follow-through bar. It makes you scared when you see that. It's a second entry long here, but again, not interested. Second entry long. Yep. Terrible signal bar. Oof. Yeah, I have 1,000 accounts, so you're actually underestimating. 100 times 1,000, so I made like $100,000. You know, I'll tell you. You know, to be honest, I don't have 1,000 accounts. Okay. I don't know. Am I looking for a trap trade to the short side? I don't even know. This is the first break of trend. Also, this could have been some sort of overshoot to a double top. It's just tricky. Really tricky for me. It's hard for me to know what's gonna happen. I got a Bugatti. Trap trade to the short side. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. I just don't know. This looks weird. It just looks weird. I'm just uncertain. It looks like it wants to make a new high still. This could possibly be first break of trend. And to be safe, I'm going to treat it like this is the first break of trend looking for a new high. I want to be safe here. But yeah, it does scalp you out there. I just don't know what's happening, pandas. It does scalp you out. Amazing. It scalps you out. Maybe the downtrend will continue after this super strong uptrend. Yeah, I'm thinking at least one test of the high here. But what can I say? I'm just a panda. What do I know? Something like that. Then we're looking for a fail second entry long. Absolutely incredible. It does scalp you out, so you know, if you took that trade, then congrats. It's just hard for me. I just don't know what's happening. This is the safest bet. Right, I'm waiting for the safest setup. I'm waiting for the highest probability setup here, and this is what it is. Just scalp out barely, and it's reversing now. Just barely scalp out there. Color my Bugatti. It's bamboo color. Actually, it's black and white. Panda. Just this is just confusing. I have no words to explain what's happening here. I just don't know. I'm just watching. Inside bar. Huh. Do I want to wait for one more trade here? I'm happy here. Alright, Panis. Thanks for joining. I might put a clock on. Let me find a good one. And I'll I'll try. I'll test it out for you guys. Let's see how it goes. Man, I'll put it up for a week or something, and if you guys like it, we'll keep it. If you guys don't like it, then I'll take it off. But pandas, with that being said, hopefully you guys who are having Apex issues, you guys can you know, it'll work out, and you guys will figure it out today, hopefully, because we want you guys to get back to trading. Pandas, with that being said, thanks for joining the stream. It's just a great pleasure to be able to trade with everyone here, and you know, hopefully you guys have made more bandwidth than me. I made $100 today on this one account, but it's quite nice. It's quite nice, you know. Like when I say, like, before I used to make $500 a day, it's actually funny because I'm making quote unquote less money per account, but altogether I am making way more than $500 a day, which is nice, and that's only possible with Apex. So, pandas, hopefully you get the Apex working. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. 9 o'clock for the pre-market show, 9:15 for the mainstream, and hopefully see you guys there. And as always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.